Hello, my name is Dominic Underhallhouse and welcome to another episode of Moonbreaker. In today's episode we're going to be looking at the third of the three captains for a brand new list that we're going to be running in the command and control version of the game. Now, I've actually just made this list a moment ago, and as soon as I sat down I realised I wanted to make a small tweak, but I wanted to show you and explain why I'm making that tweak as well. So, we've gone for an Astra list. Now, the list we've gone for is we're going to be trying to make the use out of Into the Breach, but we're also not trying to sort of lose out on a bit of value here and there by using other units, gaining additional cinder, and trying to find sort of good ways of balancing the two. So we still want to be able to be, proactive, we still want to develop our game plan, but we don't want to lose out on the opportunity to use Into the Breach, or there's not really much point in playing Astra. So, the one thing that I want to do with this is I've got one change I want to make, and I need to figure out which unit I want to cut, because I want to bring in Switchback. So, one thing I have started thinking recently is, between Aria and Detonia, these are my two favourite starting units. I think that is one of my the best, most solid starts you can play at the moment, because between the two of them you can activate both abilities, you can deploy Aria somewhere safe, somewhere far away, get good angles on the opponent, and just use that to start just putting pressure on the battlefield early on. We've got Axl Pyro, who fills a similar sort of role, probably more close to Detonia than to Aria because of the activated ability, but you can deploy both of these, save one leadership, and still have enough cinder to activate both. We've got Scattervine, who is another option for basically taking early control point, gaining additional cinder resource, because you can use the cinder to make Scattervines, which is always good. We've got Crankbait as like a cinder engine, and also we need something to help deal with enemy turncoats or jailbreaks, that sort of thing, so Crankbait does that job. Shrapnel we haven't seen too much of in a while, but the reason I'm playing Shrapnel is Shrapnel works really, really well with Into the Breach. So for only 2 cinder, we could potentially activate Shrapnel twice per turn for an AoE attack, and if you combine that with something like Taria or Arsenal, we've got a serious amount of damage coming through. So Snareling is in for a similar reason. We can basically use Astra to snare 2 different things in conjunction with Snareling, so Snareling hits, activate with Astra again, attack again. And then here's what I'm probably going to change. I think I'm going to lose the Nectarvine, even though I really like it, and I'm going to bring in Switchback. So the reason I want to bring in Switchback is because if you get a really good position early on your first turn, you can potentially play Switchback, you move forward with Astra, play Switchback, play a Cinder Sphere fairly aggressively. On the next turn, you can actually switch it up, you can attack something, you can then Astra on top of it, refresh the abilities, attack something else, dealing 12 potential damage with Switchback alone. And while I don't think it's right every game, I think it's incredibly powerful and really worth bearing in mind. So this is a list that we're going to run with. We're going to jump into some PvP and have a bit of fun with that. If you enjoy the content, please do hit that subscribe button. Head over to the Patreon. You can sign up over there. It's the best way to support the channel. Or just drop something in the comments. I really do love hearing from you guys. I've been trying to make the content, as engaging as possible, because we have got the new set, we have got, all these new toys coming out, and I really would love to hear your opinions on it. And even if you don't like a video, let me know why. I really want to hear from you guys as much as possible. But for now, let's jump into the game and have some fun. I'll see you there. Okay, we have found ourselves here against LME. So if you don't know who this is, I have played many games against them, and I believe this is Standby from the Discord. You're going to forgive me if I'm wrong, but it's one of those people that's got a different name in Discord in the game. I believe it's Standby, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm really glad to be playing against someone who I know is quite a good player. And also in an Astra mirror match, so this will be interesting. Interesting. I'm looking forward to this. Okay, so on this map, I don't think we've really got anything to do, because of this, the angle of the rocks. We're probably just needing to be fairly aggressive in our placement. I mean, there's not really anything to do other than just deploy forward. So do we go for the Switchback is the question. Honestly, I say why not? Actually no, because they're going to deploy defensively, so let's go for Detonia, and then let's just deploy an Aria, say, here. So this, holds the point for us, gives them incentive to come over and take it from us, but still leaves us feeling, oh, what can we... Oh, it's just that. We don't care about that. We'll grow Cinder over here. But yeah, this gives them incentive to come towards us, basically, and to deploy something on here, which we might be able to then Detonia. Because we should have access to 6 Cinder, so we can actually Detonia twice if we need to. That miss is nice for us as well. There goes their Cinder Sphere. Funnily enough, we could, if they deploy a Cinder Sphere near enough to one of their units, we can actually just use Detonia to destroy it. And I actually think that might even be the right thing to do in some of the situations. So here I think we want to start saving up Cinder. I think that's the right thing to do. Saving up leadership, rather. And try and go for something. So I've not been very good at this yet. Is storing up leadership gradually to play a bigger unit. So if they play something useful up here, then we can... Yeah, that would be great for us if they were to play it over here. Okay, I think they're trying to aim for it to be slightly far enough away that Detonia can't reach it. And it's their own Detonia as well. Okay. And what else have they got? So Detonia's range being massive is great for us.
A perfect day for righteous battle.
That's a Maximus. Okay.
Give me another minute.
So
What a
we can
grenade,
easily get over there, but how far does that give us in comparison to Astra?
Good.
So from here we can hit. So what about that? Okay, so this looks like from here we should be able to hit one of these. In fact, if we're hitting one, why would we not just go for just that?
Let's add some texture.
So we might as well just toss this over. We'll bring ourselves over here. Get into the breach.
There, get some revenge.
I think pop down here and maybe try and just... That's a beautiful shot for us. So we managed to get all three, and here I actually think we just want to play, although Snareling could be good here. Let's just play Taria. Hold another point. And start shipping it there to Detonia. Because this gives us enough to play Switchback next turn, and then we can start really developing the board, or if we need to, we can play like a 4-drop or Shrapnel or something like that. So this gives them access to Detonia basically fairly easily. But that's kind of okay. Oh, hang on, I don't know if we... No, we did spend all of us into there. So this turn we can't afford to double activate Detonia, but what we might be able to do is move Aria in a position to hit Maximus and then use Detonia as well. Or potentially even just move up here and maybe rapid fire Aria and poke something over there. Especially if they move Detonia there, we can actually just potentially move up, get the rapid fire, and then attack with Astra to get the kill, and that could be really nice for us having a bit of mobility there. If that's the case, we're just going to move Detonia back and you take a turn off for this. This is absolutely worth it. Now, this could be... Oh no, they don't have any Cinder for Scattervines, so they're just trying to stop us scoring points here. Okay, it's a Chuck. We can't really do anything about the Chuck, so I think we just ignore that basically and just see if we can get this angle to work. So, can we reach? So we're slightly out of range there, but we can move back into the here, and if we move here then Astra can't see us anyway. We'll seize initiative. I think we just go for this without trying to buff it. We missed. That's a very unfortunate miss. So how does that change what we want to do? I think we actually just into the breach here.
We need your expertise.
And go for these 2 hits. There we go. Right, so we've taken that out. We can move away slightly. What have we got ranged attack on there? I mean, I guess we poke that ready for a future turn. And how far does their Chuck move? Not very far. So I think we're just going to play Switchback over here. And just try and churn out some additional damage. And Detonia can just move down here and be safe. So now we're taking all 3 points. Oh no, sorry, not all 3. We've not got over here yet. But we're taking multiple points. We're making it difficult for them to hit us. The only thing they can really move to is Taria. Yeah, so they can get onto Taria, that's fine. They can use one of their Cinder to kill her. So that wasn't the best positioning by me, but I'm not too upset by that because we've got Switchback to follow up. And with Switchback's movement, we could potentially just move down here, move Switchback in, and deal 8 damage onto this, and just kill Chuck this turn. So that's going to be something we should consider here. Yeah, so they're going to deploy something over here, make good use of their Cinder. Okay, it's Torian. So I think here our best shot is actually just to try and take the game out of their hands, basically. Give them no control over it. So how far does this move? I think if we go here, Switchback should be able to move on to us. Okay, perfect. So we're going to switch it up. And we're going to deal 4 damage. Then we're going to into the reach here. Deal 4 more damage. We'll get Aria take a shot. I mean, it's only 4%, but it's better than nothing. I guess we just take that. And hide behind here, because it's the best we can get to. Honestly, I don't know if we need to do much over there. I do think, however, that playing a Snareling could be quite interesting. Or even just... Honestly, looking it up there, I actually just think playing Axl Pyro out. Again, we've got nothing useful to attack, I don't think. No. So we'll end the turn there. They're getting 1 point, we're still on 2. We've got a really good position here. If they move anywhere near Switchback, we can just churn out damage onto them. They'll be incentivized to attack Aria, but I don't know if they can realistically do so safely. And I'm curious as to what they can do here to really have that impact on the board that they might be looking for. Okay, so here comes Maximus. It's going to get 2 damage onto something, I'm sure. I mean, if they miss, that would be even better, but... You can tell also that this list doesn't have much in terms of defense. You know, we're very much a forward-facing list. So, this situation here, I'm absolutely fine with, because we can just use Axl Pyro to start trying to deal damage. I think he might be slightly out of range here, but if we can just keep scoring points, then it doesn't matter, because that's going to be an easy way of winning. We're going up to 6 next turn. They're still trying to build up a roster. Yeah. So this looks like a game where we go for the point victory. They've got no leadership left. They've only got 1 attacking unit. I think here we just hide and score points. And just, if we play it safe, we threaten them. And they can't deal with us. So, frustratingly, we're going to be slightly out of range of Maximus here. But what we can do is just pop over here with Astra. Yeah, I think this is right. Into the breach. Move ourselves to about here. And poke Maximus again. And honestly, given that they have got Maximus still, but... Okay, have we got any decent lines of sight here whatsoever? Not really. So, is there one onto Toner from this angle? No. So here we're just going to grow another Cinder, just pop it down here. And I actually think we just deploy Shrapnel probably. Or maybe Crankbait, but... In fact, no. Let's go Snare. No.
Come on, I'm having fun.
I think we go Turncoat. We play Turncoat defensively. So that if they're going to come for us, they have to really come for us. We want Axl down here so we can just farm up these points without putting ourselves at risk. And again, they're probably going to have to lose a unit here in order to try and take us off objectives. So this is fine, they're just going to poke something. Detonia can now kill Maximus. We're still on track to gain 4 points. They can bring us down, sorry, to gain 2 points. They can bring us down to just gaining 1, but they're probably losing a unit to do so. Yeah, we're probably ignoring this. In fact, we could even start disputing as well. Okay, so with that, that's a really good use for our Switchback. Yep, that's fine. So we can actually just use Switchback over here, get the rapid fire, attack it twice, try and kill Axl Pyro, and then potentially see if we need to get more range. Okay, so we have actually got range up here with Detonia if we need it. And they still don't have much damage on the battlefield, so I'm just going to come here, switch it up, and go for this to begin with, see how well we do. Of course we got a miss. What's this here? 0%. So I think maybe here we get willing to trade units out. So I think we're going to move Detonia up here. And we're actually going to send our explosives this direction. I do think we still take the risk just to try and stay safe. Got it, that's perfect. And honestly, what if we go... I think we just move Astra and go for this. Okay, we did miss. Scattervine won't reach. So let's just pop Snareling down over here. And honestly, I still like the idea of just moving out slightly, threatening more if they do come towards us, and calling it a turn there. So, like I said, we're going for the points here. They have to put something over here, and we've got a Turncoat waiting to take it. So I don't know how they're planning on coming back from this, to be completely honest. They've not got enough damage on the board to kill a Turncoat, and whatever they place here, we're going to have to start stealing. So even if it's just a Scattervine, and even then they're on 2 turns. Yes, there's a Shrapnel. So if we can actually get into range of Shrapnel here, we're in a really solid spot. Yeah. Maximus just being awkward, that's fine. We could also just try and kill this. But I don't know if that's really even worth it.
Don't worry, the tree gave us these.
Your fear smells sour.
Okay, so what if we just move over here to protect... This can be used to protect Turncoat. How far do we need to move, really, to get this in range? So this works. We have... You know what? Snareling can just come back here. Astra can come over here. We'll go for the attack. Doesn't matter if we miss it.
Let's let our hair down.
I'll just pop a Cinder Sphere there. And then let's just Detonia into the breach and realise we're making mistakes. Oopsie. That was a mistake. Okay, so let's just send Switchback over here to take a pot shot. 50-50. Oh, that's really funny. I thought I was going to be in range of that. We can just take... Pretty sure I didn't move, but 13%, go for it. Okay, so we're now still only 1 point away from winning. They have, I believe, got line of sight onto, yeah, Axl, but not onto Turncoat. So they also probably needed to get something over here this turn, so unless they got, yeah, there we go, so they got 0% onto her, so all this is going to do is deal 2 damage here. And we're going to have a Shrapnel next turn. Oh no, we're not, because they need to kill a unit before we get a Shrapnel. Okay, yeah, that was into the breach. Just going to go protect it. So, okay, that was a mistake, because now we actually get the Shrapnel. They should have left Axl alive, because now we get Shrapnel. Although I'm not sure how the point scoring works. I'm not sure if that counts as us controlling it or not. This will be fun to see. It does! So we turn Shrapnel and then control the point. So that's a really interesting interaction to know, that Turncoat happens before determining control of the points. That was an awesome game. I want to thank so much to LME. Like I said, I believe it's standby in the Discord. That was an awesome game. Really, really difficult to navigate to begin with, but once we got there, it felt like, you know, we could just shore up, hold out for points. We put our damaging threats out of line of sight, so that if they ever needed to come to deal with us, because we were scoring too many points, if they ever came to deal with our points, they would start losing units. So that was the disadvantage of them playing less powerful units early on, in my opinion, but then again, it sort of like swings and roundabouts in that effect. I could have tried playing something less powerful. They were playing defensive units, and I didn't even go for an attack, so defensive units far less useful if your opponent's not attacking. Great game all in all. Hopefully we can get more games like this. If you enjoyed it, please do hit that like button. Please subscribe to the channel, and if you want to go over and support on the Patreon, it's the best thing you can do. I'd really appreciate that. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I've really, really enjoyed this. Ooh, Oh, I was about to sign off then. I forgot that like Aria was one of my least played characters, and now she's actually so far up on my list. We've got a portrait of her. I mean, I still want to show this off, but honestly, we'll bring Aria out for a little while. Just quickly. Yeah, we're gonna see a few more of these coming soon. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and most importantly, have a good day.